your name, John?
Well,
Yeah, John.
Actually, John, take. Is that how you want to do it?
Clap it. John, can you clap for me?
Just
Yeah.
clap.
By your face.
Just clap your hand.
So let's start off with like, what's your name? And, like, how?
Shadow.
Let's start off with what's your name?
My name is John DADON.
All right. So how did like love life come about? Because I know it's like a big passion.
Let's go back to start over a little bit.
What's your name?
My name is John DADON. And Love Life came about, I think, out of necessity. I lived in San Diego for the past 10 years. I started off as a DJ, and the more I DJ'd, the more I got into music that wasn't really being represented in San Diego, and I didn't really feel like I had a crowd for it. I met a dude named Jimbo James who became my partner. He was throwing parties and I was DJing, so he was the experience and I was the music. And we combined like our ideas together, came up with the concept of Love Life, which was to create a party in which we introduced new music concepts to people in a fun environment, intimate as well. You know, they were all really small parties to begin with, and just tried to be different, tried to be more international, really. You know, for San Diego, being different doesn't take that much, but it does take a lot for people to recognize what you're doing. Yeah, that's the basic origins of where Love Life how it started.
And I could really see like the passion in it because the last event that we went to was the Love Life Book Club, and I could just see everyone, the energy there was incredible. So how could you describe how it's branched off from there, from where you first began until then?
You know, the beginnings of Love Life were really slow, and the reason being is that we had no idea what it was going to be. You know, like when I first started, we just wanted to throw a cool party, but we didn't know how to throw a cool party yet. We just knew that we, you know, that wasn't really happening in our city. And piece by piece, we started to realize that we started to have like a recurring community, people who kept coming back, and those people became what Love Life was. Their feedback, their enthusiasm is what allowed us to do the next party and get better and better. The most recent parties we've been doing, it's like 3 years in the making now. You know, we've kind of honed in on what it takes to do a successful event, to make people happy, to facilitate, you know, relationships between people. You know, I'd say that that's one of my favorite parts about Love Life is that unlike a normal event or nightclub, you know, you don't just go in with your friends and leave with your friends at the end of the night. You come in with your friends and you make a whole new group of friends. And that kind of, you know, relationship facilitation is what really makes me excited about the events. And it drives me to do the next one. Same thing with Jimbo. Like my partner is just stoked beyond belief when we see how excited everybody is and all the new faces and that everyone's mingling together because we know who's been there before and who hasn't. So it's really great to see everyone kind of mingling together and being friends and smiling, and it's a good time.
So like throughout all the events you guys have done, what do you think is something that's really changed the game for you? And not even just changed the game, just like you've made your inspiration levels much higher. Be like, this is what I want to do.
So throughout.
Wait, hold. Can you repeat that question?
So throughout all the times, you know, all the events you've done throughout your life, what's like the best event you've done? Or not the best event, but the pinnacle of where you're like, this is what I'm going to do, and this is why I want to like keep going.
Yeah, so in doing Love Life, you know, we've had several moments, and just like anyone practicing in art, you know, you have these moments in which you're able to realize that you've achieved something you were after. You know, these little goals that you were striving for. Some of them are intangible. They're more like emotions that you're able to achieve, or like a feeling of cohesion in the party, things that you recognize in other parties that you're mimicking. You know, all good artists mimic other artists, you know, and they take from that inspiration and try to do something themselves. And for us, you know, we've been to a million good parties, and in going to those, you know, like I'm able to recognize when I'm able to hit those benchmarks. You know, a few times, I would literally like stand in the back of my event, like in the back of the crowd, and watching the DJ and the whole crowd. It's like I'm watching something happen, and I'm not really a part of it anymore. And it's super emotional, like for everyone that's there, because they all feel like one unit, and it's emotional for me because I've helped make this happen. And most recently, we had an event in which we had probably the highest capacity we've had so far, and we started to hear like this sound that you get in a concert, like that roar from like a stadium, that like little, everyone's talking, like excited at the end, and cheering. It's just this kind of sound, you don't get that in this small little environment. And looking at my partner and telling him, like, do you realize what we're doing right now? Do you see like that we've hit this threshold? We're getting all these people to feel this emotion at the same time. It's really what helps us to keep moving forward. You can't just do the same party over and over. You have to keep hitting these little benchmarks that really allow you to feel like you're moving forward and really bringing something new to the table every time.
Exactly, and like I know we approached you through the Love Life Boat Party, and we were in a hotel room, and you were talking about, because we approached you as we sent you our one vision. So what did you think compared to other apps? You said a lot of apps have approached you,
Yeah.
So how do you think that differentiates like Unveil?
Well, something that differentiated Unveil from other people that have approached me is I've had a lot of people see our success, see what we've been after, what we've been doing, and see a business opportunity. And there's nothing wrong with seeing the business opportunity, but when it feels like that business entity coming at me is not really involved with what I'm doing, and they're simply in it just for the business opportunity, it's a big turnoff, because I don't do what I do just as a business opportunity. I do this because I love what I do. And when Unveil approached me, I felt like at first I really had no idea what the hell's going on, and then they sent me like some information about who they were, and it was still super mysterious, and I truly still feel like I have no idea what the fuck is going on with Unveil, but I do know that by their aesthetic, the quality, and the way that they were talking to me, that it was something that I was willing to give a shot and be involved with. So that felt really different. Most of the other guys have been approached by, it just feels like a business opportunity, and this feels like I'm being part of something new and something interesting and something that people are passionate about. I don't see the dollar signs about it at all yet, so.
So speaking about that, like, how do you think right now in the music scene, how do you think it's changing? And how do you think you want to change?
The music scene is like a constantly evolving monster, and I don't think there's any way to try to control that or anything. You kind of just roll with the punches and see if you can be a part of it somehow. Sometimes you find yourself pushing back, and that might make you not popular. That might make you not, in the middle of the most, prime stuff going on or whatever, most popular stuff going on. But at the end of the day, like, the only reason to do any of this stuff is because you love what you're doing, or that you're passionate about it, or it moves you, I really believe that you shouldn't have anything to do with this world if it's not for passion. And, I don't really have too much to comment as far as like the current state of music or anything like that. This is like world moving forward, and we can only deal with what we know as music, and what I know as music is what I'm doing, and I've had a really good response so far, and I'll continue to do it the way I do it. I'm not going to change and start doing something else just because that's more trendy or that's more popular. It doesn't move me, and so it doesn't mean anything to me.
So okay, the next one is what's like the strangest but coolest thing you've experienced while DJing? While DJing, the one of the coolest things ever happened to me while DJing. This might sound silly, but it's when I was first starting to DJ, and I was kind of like cruising house party to house party, trying to get people to listen to me. And I was DJing a house party, and someone tossed out a cigarette into like a closet, and there was like a recycling bin full of newspapers in it. And the house started to like catch on fire, and there was smoke billowing into the room that I was DJing in, and and people started like rushing out, and the room was filling with smoke, and I just turned the volume up. and I felt like it was the appropriate thing to do, even though it was incredibly inappropriate. But I don't know, I didn't see it like as an imminent danger or anything. I just saw it as kind of like I was playing the soundtrack to this really crazy moment happening. I imagine, someone's gonna put it out or something's gonna happen, but eventually the entire house is evacuated,
You know, someone ran up to me finally and was like, "Are you fucking crazy?" Slammed my laptop shut and was like, "Get the fuck out of the house." And so I left with everyone else, but I just remember feeling like I'm not in the party. I'm like part of the party, a different position, and feel like I had an opportunity to like curate the music to this epic event, and that was kind of it's a weird thing I suppose to have gone through, but yeah, that's one of my favorites, to be honest.
So closing out, what's something you could say that in like what's going on in general, like what you want to like bring to the next part of everything? You know, what are some visions you have?
You know, I look at the party pictures we have, the video recaps. There's parties happening all over the world. I think we've done a really good job like capturing the image, the experience that we have, and I haven't really seen the same thing from too many parties, especially small ones. Big ones, I mean, they have a budget, they can do whatever they want, you know. But the small ones coming up, you know, you have to be hungry, you have to be willing to like sacrifice making money for making your party better. And especially if it's about quality and really about the music, you know, we're doing something where like the profit margin is super low. You know, if we don't reinvest every penny we have, like the party doesn't get better or bigger the next time. So we just want to continue growing and gaining speed with what we've been doing. I want to keep doing parties in San Diego, but I also want to continue to push to expand our brand into new places. Yeah, so I think that you know, we're doing a party with our blog brand in New York coming up. We did South by Southwest last year. I think we'll be involved in some stuff with BPM this year. You know, piece by piece, I just hope to expand and introduce the concept of this like themed, fun, loving concept, intimate party to more places around the world. So that's the vision for the upcoming future here.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, say,
That's cool. Love Life Unveiled, yeah?
yeah. Just say like, this is John DADON, Love Life Unveiled. This is Love Life Unveiled.
Yeah. This is John DADON, and this is Love Life Unveiled. Cool.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
Hell yeah!
It's, you know, I've done a lot of interviews in the past. You don't really have that much to talk about.